Well, everybody loves the movies, but before you can have a movie, there first must come a preview. Tonight, a potential preview of the playoffs that is certain to be a movie between these I-86 rivals, the Binghamton Black Bears, and your Elmira River Sharks. Hello, everyone. My name is Cole Parenti, and we are joining you live from inside First Arena. 2 minutes until your River Sharks take the ice. Black Bears head coach Brandon Sherwood already made his way across, and big game here on out for the River Sharks, as every game is a playoff game with need of points. Let's meet tonight's starting lineup for the Binghamton Black Bears. On defense will be number 61, Dan Weber, and number 16, Liam Anderson. The forwards will be number 18, Andrew Logar, number 23, Scott Ramekers, and the center will be number 81, Josh Fletcher. And in goal will be someone who definitely gets a ton of Rookie of the Year consideration, number 72, Connor McAnanama. McAnanama has been phenomenal all season long, giving the Black Bears exactly what they need. McAnanama is 15-3-4 with a 2.42 goals against average and a .917 save percentage. Backing him up will be number 35, Nolan Egbert. And it looks like it's just about time to meet the starting lineup for your Elmira River Sharks. I'm going to step aside, be right back after this. Welcome back inside the Shark Tank here at First Arena. The Binghamton Black Bears have just taken the ice, and you can tell by the crowd's dismay that's who was entering. Here come your Elmira River Sharks now, as we learn the starting lineup. We know tonight in goal will be the man who stood tall last game, number 31, Sammy Bernard, is going to get the start again. He'll be backed up by number 30, Sam Lavecchi. And a huge game against the Empire Division leading Binghamton Black Bears leads the River Sharks here. The opening video plays. We're going to take one more time out before it's time for some hockey. As you get a good look at your Elmira River Sharks taking the ice, Coach Jurich and Captain Stavros Soilis behind the bench, assistant coach MJ Merkel in the lineup tonight. And we get ready to meet tonight's starters. Here's on defense, Connor Gignac. Davide Gaeta will be up front. Kyle Powell will join Gignac on the back end. Dominic Dumas will center. And Stephen Klink will also be on the wing. So it's Gaeta, Dumas, and Klink with the back end of Gignac and Powell. And Sammy Bernard, who looked strong last time against the Watertown Wolves in what was easily the biggest game of the season, gets his start. Number 1, Sammy Bernard, there he is. Binghamton coming in, losers of 4 straight. It's been a rough go ever since they went to Watertown and then up to Michigan. Elmira, on the other hand, playing some of the best hockey of the season. I'll step aside as you listen to the national anthem. Well, the national anthem's been sung, the teams have taken the ice, and all that's left now is to put the puck right on it. Goaltending matchup tonight, as we highlighted before the guys took the ice. For Binghamton, it's going to be number 72, Connor McAnanama, 15, 3, and 4 with a 2.42 goals against average, .917 save percentage, and as you get a look at him, Sammy Bernard, 14, 14, and 2. 3.43 goals against average, a .914 save percentage, coming off that 2-goal performance against the Watertown Wolves. As the guys take their last rounds, there's Connor McAnanama. Refs look ready to drop the puck. Starters for Binghamton again are Weber, Anderson, that's Liam. 2 Andersons on this Binghamton team, Jesse and Liam. This will be Liam starting on the back end. Logar, Ramekers, and Fletcher. It'll be Dumas and Fletcher skating in for the first face-off of the night. Sure to be a good one. Binghamton and Elmira, I-86. Here we go. Puck is down, 1 back by Fletcher. Weber will go back into his own end to grab it. Weber sends it up to Logar, but it's intercepted by Klink for a second. Dumas crashes it. Klink comes away with it. Thrown out in front. No one was there. Powell will have to retreat and get it. Powell behind his own goal, throws it up the boards to Gaeta. Gaeta taking off the puck. Dumas there trying to help, and it's going to be Gignac who comes and takes it away. Klink, right by that River Shark logo, will dump it in, go for a change. It'll be gloved like a pop fly by McAnanama. He'll hold on with 19:28 to go. Well, to say that Coach Sherwood, I'm sure, wasn't pleased with his team's performance in Michigan is an understatement. They dropped both games. He's going to be looking here for a little more. No Gavin Yates, no Connor Smith in the lineup tonight, or Don Oliveri, as Pickford gets that one with the glove stopped by McAnanama. First shift of the night for Black Bears captain Tyson Kirkby. He goes up against Blake Peavy in the draw. Quick shot from Parker. McAnanama had his pads there. Puck sent down. Kirkby turns it up ice. Looking for options, he finds Tosto. Blake Tosto throws it in. Rebound! Enough interference there from Cam Yarwood to stop that as it's out on the blue line. Bond across to Thompson, stopped by Bernard, and Yarwood will have to start up ice. He can't get it as far as Kirkby's skates, however, and Thompson will send it back to Bond, who can't hold it in. Dakota Bond, the young rookie defenseman here in Black Bears, as Kirkby turns it up ice. Kirkby tried banking it in off Bernard, no dice. And JT Walters, the veteran defenseman, will take it at his own blue line. Sends it deep to his captain, Kirkby. Kirkby tried feeding to Thompson. It's in his skates. And Thompson comes away with it. But this one will just be flipped out of danger. Colin Fitzgerald spent most of his season up in the SPHL, returned to the Black Bears a couple weeks ago, has to play in all their remaining games to be eligible for the playoffs now with the puck. He's matched up tonight on defense with JT Walters as the puck comes to Steffen. Kyle Steffen, his shot, rebound, out in front, and it's cleared down again. This one will go the length to be icing, so the River Sharks will be unable to change. 17:54 into the first, shots 4-1 Binghamton. Well, we knew the Black Bears were going to come out with a push, and they sure have. Throwing things at Sammy Bernard left and right. He was spectacular last time against Watertown, making every save asked of him in the clutch. Only let in 2 goals, as this one's won back by Steffen to Liam Anderson. And Jesse, no relation to Liam, will play it over to Dan Weber. Steffen gives it back to Jesse Anderson. Jesse, right by the River Shark logo, gives a pass across looking for Ramacurs. Instead, he got Steffen's shot. And that one wide. Rasmus Ass will recover and throw it in deep. Pozar will be the first man on it. And the River Sharks can get the change that they so desperately want. No icing, wholesale change for the River Sharks. Black Bears try to turn it up ice for Ramacurs. And Ramacurs will just have to send it in and wait for everyone to join on. Klink bounced it off, and Weber's stick got stuck in the ice. You don't see that every day as it's thrown in on Sammy Bernard. He'll just play it off to his defenseman, Kyle Powell. Powell resets behind his own net. Spent the last 2 years with these Black Bears. Now a member of the River Sharks as it's turned up ice. Klink, inside out. Klink just wide as it may have hit the pads of Connor McAnanama. But Stephen Klink showing why he's going to get some Rookie of the Year votes. Dan Weber turns it up ice. He'll just send it in deep and go off for a change. As that one found its way in, Andrew Logar. A funny hop, and Binghamton gets the early 1-0 lead. It's Logar's 14th of the season. He's been a power play specialist. This one is at even strength. Just a funky hop off the end walls right into Sammy Bernard's skate, and Logar, with a timely place, just knocks it in, and Binghamton jumps out 1-0. Face-off now, won back by Kirkby. Sent up ice by Bond to Tosto. Blake Tosto across, Kirkby. That one in the slot, no good. Turnaround shot, Kirkby hit off the crossbar. And it's turned the other way. Pickford gave it up to Parker. Parker got a touch on it, but this one's going to go the length of the ice for an icing. Final home game of the season here for the River Sharks, hoping to add some more. Final home game of the season in the regular season, I should say, hoping to add a few more games here at the First Arena Shark Tank with the playoffs hopefully looming. They're up 3 points on the Watertown Wolves, and this is the only game in action tonight on a Wednesday here in Elmira. Kirkby wins another one. Thompson couldn't get that shot off, and it's turned up ice. Pass just a little too out in front of Parker, and Walters will turn back to play it. Fitzgerald, right by the the circle, excuse me. Now he's by the blue line and by the River Shark logo. Fitzgerald goes cross ice, end to end, and we've seen the young defenseman do that quite a few times. Real skilled with that puck. It's almost like he has it on a string. Chipped in, Pickford, the first one on it, and he'll turn around, try to get away from Blake Tosto. Has to send it back up the boards to Newman. Newman couldn't find the puck, and it's Austin Thompson who comes away with it. This one now turned up. It's Brett Parker giving off to Cam Yarwood, jumping up on the play. Yarwood scored on the power play last time the Elmira River Sharks played, and here's Somero in alone on a breakaway. Justin Somero, glove save, Sammy Bernard. Justin Somero got alone and tried going top shelf glove on Bernard, and he said no dice, and will do a face-off to his glove side. Face-off one back, it's Posar, turns to Rogers, and then Weber will have to recover it by his own blue line. Weber to Anderson. That one sent off the stick of MJ Merkel, and Posar is going to be the first one on it. Anderson takes it away, and here's Ramekers given over to Bernard. He'll just cover up. 14:51 to go. We'll take a media timeout. Black Bears lead the River Sharks 1-0. Welcome back inside First Arena. Black Bears up on the River Sharks 1-0 off an Andrew Logar tap in. And now we're just waiting for that red light to go off. Referee readjusting his helmet. As the light's still spinning. There it goes. It'll be Ramekers for the Black Bears. He wins that draw back. Weber, shot intentionally wide, looking for the board. Somero, turnaround shot. Klink turns it up ice. Liam Anderson back to play it. Turning and curling. Anderson behind his own net to Justin Somero. Somero chips it out. Jesse Anderson will have to go out and get it, but it'll be too far for an icing and an offensive zone draw coming for the River Sharks. Jesse Anderson's played both forward and defense for Coach Brant Sherwood. Tonight he slots in on the left wing with Kyle Steffen, and Justin Somero wears an A on his chest. Coach Sherwood had nothing but good things to say about him before the game, as he has been able to fill in exactly where he's needed. Dumas wins that one back. Powell send it below the boards. Dumas will be the first one after it, but he has to get it over to Klink. Klink couldn't handle it, and Weber will play behind his own end. Dan Weber goes through his legs back behind his goal once again. Weber turns it up ice to Jesse Anderson, and Davide Gaeta trying to keep it in, but Jesse will get it out. Anderson right by the divider between the two benches, has it pinned there, and then he comes away with it. And Powell with it in the linesman's skates gets it up ice to Gaeta. That one offside by a country mile as Klink just couldn't skate the line. And both teams will make a wholesale change. It'll be Peavy and Josh Fletcher to take the draw. Fletcher's has fights in 3 straight games coming into tonight. as he's been getting his gloves off and doing some business there. Dan Stone turns it up to Fletcher, over to Logar, the goal scorer. His shot right into the protective netting, and we'll have another whistle. Face-off coming to the right of Sammy Bernard. Shot still 6-2 in favor of the Black Bears, 13:43 to go. Elmira's had some chances, but just not been able to get the puck on net. As Peavy slides in to take the draw, and he wins it back. Yarwood will just send it around, and now Brett Parker will be the one on it. Parker, crunched by two Black Bears. That was Utoro and Logar. As Newman now does battle with Stone and Bond to try to get that puck. Those two college teammates at Adrian College. 5 players that have dressed for the Binghamton Black Bears, part of Adrian College. Only 2 of them dressed tonight. As Utoro does a nice sidestep on Yarwood, thrown out in front, and Bernard had to make a stick save. Penalty coming up against the River Sharks. McAnanama will only get to the blue line, have to turn back, and it'll be the first penalty kill of the night coming up. As it looks like Blake Peavy is going to be the guilty party. I'm sorry, Brett Parker will take a seat. Brett Parker, another one of these River Sharks to formerly play for the Black Bears and Coach Sherwood. Parker, Powell, Yarwood, Lavecchi, and Jurich. And not playing tonight, but Dustin Gesso, all members of the Black Bears under Coach Sherwood, now under Coach Jurich with the River Sharks. MJ Merkel as well, excuse me. Looks like they're waiting for the 2 minutes to come up on the board, and that one's won back now by the River Sharks, but taken away by the Black Bears. Bond, the quarterback of this Black Bear power play, had his shot blocked, and the River Sharks were clear. 2 minutes for holding is the call on Brett Parker. And the first chance for the Vincenzo's Pizzeria penalty kill. Turned up ice, Klink, shorthanded, shot high and wide. As he tried to pick a corner on McAnanama, shorthanded, just no net available. Here's Tosto. Blake Tosto weaving in and out. Puck comes back to Logar. Logar's made a living on the power play. He leads the Black Bears. Thompson to Kirkby. Kirkby turning and curling. Back to Thompson in front in the bumper spot. And Tosto shot it high and wide. Almost identical to Klink on the other side. Pass across to Kirkby. Kirkby tried to center, gets it across instead, out in front. Thompson, they score! Blake Tosto doubles the lead for the Black Bears on the power play. He's been red hot since joining the Black Bears, as he had 2 goals a couple weeks ago in his debut weekend against Watertown. Gets himself back on the score sheet tonight. Power play goal, and Elmira finds themselves down 2-0. Getting our first look now at Mateo de Blasio. No name plate on the back for number 21, but we'll be able to identify him all the same, as that one's now won back by Rogers. Out in front, alone, shot, scores! Cody Rogers responds, and the River Sharks cut the Black Bear lead in half. 10th of the season for Cody Rogers, just following up that play. And just as the River Sharks fall down by 2, they cut it to 1 on only their 4th shot of the game. Puck dropped, and it's JT Walters now by his own blue line. Walters will just chip it across corner and send Utoro after it. Utoro dumped down by Yarwood. Big hit laid on there, looking to energize his team after that goal. Pickford turning back. Now Yarwood just send it down ice. This will be icing. Austin Pickford and Cam Yarwood get the assists on the Cody Rogers goal. And it's a high-scoring affair in the first 10 minutes. We've already had 3 goals. Tosto's goal was assisted by Thompson, and Logar's was unassisted. As Pickford now with the puck gives it over to de Blasio. De Blasio harassed by Fletcher. He's known to do that. He's a pest on the ice. Fletcher turns it back. Using that speed, trying to get by Pickford. Throws it in front. Bernard will cover up as that hit was finished on Fletcher by Pickford. And I think the Black Bears take a little exception to that. $11:17 remaining here in the first period. Shots 9-4 in favor of the Black Bears, but where it matters is 2-1 in favor, once again, of the Binghamton Black Bears. Kirkby wins that one back to Thompson, who gives it up to Stone. His stick snapped in half. River Sharks with an opportunity here. 4-on-2 as Thompson coming cross ice. Made contact with Klink, and now Thompson, after getting a new stick from equipment manager Dylan Konechny, comes away. Tosto, rebound, and Thompson couldn't find the goal. Weber by the blue line throws one, and Sammy Bernard saw it the entire way and gets it with his glove. Well, it was a broken stick by Dan Stone. Thompson gave his twig over to Stone. A nice assist from equipment manager Dylan Konechny. But the Black Bears unable to convert, as it was a rush by that newly sticked up Austin Thompson. Still removing some shards of Dan Stone's stick, and looks like we're ready to go. Kirkby taking another draw. Wins once again back to Bond. That shot blocked by Merkel and sent wide. Merkel turns it up off the glass, kept in by Weber. Dumas lays a hit, and then another hit comes along by Klink on Weber. Almost put him in the Elmira bench. Powell behind his own goal, looking for outlets. Now it's turned up ice into the skates and maybe stepped on by Dominic Dumas. Allows Dakota Bond to come the other way. Tosto, Thompson alone, and Bernard got across. As just a broken play led to an opportunity for the Black Bears forward. Here comes Elmira the other way. Dominic Dumas with the puck. Dumas going hard at the net. Shot it right into the chest of McAnanama, and Klink harassing Kirkby for that puck. Powell pinching in, couldn't find it. And here's Dakota Bond, 3-on-2 if he hurries. Bond, inside out. We saw him score a goal like that last week against Motor City to Walters. His shot blocked on the way by Posar. Rebound, Thompson. Blocked again, that time by Powell. And the River Sharks will just take the clear. And it's played by Kyle Steffen. Too many men on the ice is what Coach George wanted. He won't get it, as Walters will just send it cross corner to complete the change for Binghamton. Anderson, Jesse that is, Stone shot, hit the side of the net. As Anderson, that pass missed, but it came to Fitzgerald. Rebound tip, and Bernard holds on. 9:17 to go. Black Bears doubling up the River Sharks in shots. It's 10-5. We'll be right back after this media timeout. Welcome back inside First Arena as a face-off coming to the left of Sammy Bernard. This one won back by Kyle Steffen to Dan Stone. Shot right into the glove of Bernard. He'll swallow up. And we'll do it all again. This time it's won by Cody Rogers. Blake Peavy, excuse me. And Pickford will turn it up ice. Home run pass to Brett Parker gets through, but Dan Stone had him mark and will finish him off into the boards. Rogers has that one just knocked out of the zone, and Yardwood will have to come back and recover. Pickford gave that one over to Newman. And Stone now for the Black Bears will just double back behind Mack and Anima. Stone over to Jesse Anderson. That one tipped on the way by Brett Parker, but Jesse right there to recover. As now it's Dakota Bond. Bond to his defensive partner and college alumni Dan Stone. As his check is finished by Brett Parker, returning the favor. Stone catches that one in the air, turns it up to Steffen. Steffen with a nice pass to Somero. Somero by the dots, throws one off the pads of Bernard, and Anderson and Powell collide. Yarwood knocks down Liam Anderson, that is. Too many Andersons on the ice, folks. Weber shot wide, and now it's Fletcher. The other way, it's taken by de Blasio. Weber given to Utoro. And Utoro with a wrist shot that went wide. As Gignac and a whole bunch of others will gather around the boards, but it's shot in and covered up by Sammy Bernard. Bernard may have gotten a little rattled by that first goal, which allowed the second one, but he's looked nice and solid ever since. This one won back by the River Sharks, and de Blasio was knocked away before he can get that by Liam Anderson. Weber chipped it in, but de Blasio came to it first. Gignac now played over to his defensive partner, Powell, who will turn that one over back to Gignac, back to Powell. They play a little catch. This one thrown in off a River Shark stick, no offsides. So Fletcher will double back, send this one up and off the glass, takes a funky bounce, and Liam Anderson will just have to recover. Started the year wearing 12, did Liam Anderson, had to adjust to 16 when Gavin Yates returned from Knoxville, and 16 has suited him as the rookie defenseman. It's 2 goals and 10 assists over the course of the season. Here's de Blasio. He'll send that one up and out of play, and that'll be a delay of game penalty coming to the River Sharks, as no contact made with anything but de Blasio's stick. And Binghamton going to their second power play of the night. Scored on the first. That was Blake Tosto. Draw coming here. It's one back by Fletcher to Logar. And the Black Bears will set up. Bond across to Kirkby. One-timer. Blocked on the way by Pickford and sent out of the zone. A clear for the River Sharks. As 15 seconds kill off this clock. Logar turned up ice. No Connor Smith, no Don Oliveri, no Gavin Yates tonight for this Binghamton Black Bear power play. 3 big players. Bond up at the zone, shot. Bernard's pads got there, back to Bond. Bond to Kirkby. Kirkby in front, Fletcher shot. Tosto, excuse me, was blocked. And now Bond again to Kirkby. Looking for options, Bond creeping closer. Down low to Logar, to Kirkby, shot into the breadbasket of Sammy Bernard. And he'll hold on, 1:11 left to go on the power play. 5:56 remaining on the first period time clock. And 16 shots to the 5 for the Black Bears. They lead that one. Kirkby wins that one back. Tosto tried to get it out in front, couldn't get the handle on it. Now it's Thompson who sends it up to the quarterback, Bond. Bond to Kirkby. Across now to Logar. Andrew Logar creeping in ever so closely. Back to Kirkby. Kirkby to Tosto, and that shot was knocked away. Powell trying to recover. He'll just send it around. Logar will be the first one on it. Andrew Logar. Blake Peavy all over him. Tosto had that one knocked away. Peavy can't get there in time, and Kirkby turns it back around. Logar. Other dot this time for him as he sends it back to Bond. Bond out in front. Kirkby. Rebound. They score. River Sharks not happy about it, but the captain, Tyson Kirkby of the Black Bears, looks to have scored the third goal of the first period for the team in white and green. Second power play goal given up by the River Sharks if it stands, as the referees and linesmen talk it over. Looks like they're going to take a look per Coach George's request. And that new rule implemented this year for video review, getting some action tonight. It was a broken play that just seemed to be hack and whack time. And Kirkby looked like he finished it off. I don't know if Bernard was knocked into. Looking for a replay on the big board, but haven't seen one yet. You see Coach George talking it over with Blake Peavy and Brett Parker. Will go to review. Don't know how long this one's going to take, as they've already got it booted up, looking at a couple different angles that we don't have here on the broadcast, but looks like that one was nice and quick. And we'll see what the referees say. For my opinion, that would be no goal, and the referees agree. So one wiped off the board, and it's still just a one-goal lead, for the Black Bears. Penalty kill still at 26 seconds. But now you get a look on the stream at the replay, and you can clearly see Kirkby was in that blue paint. This draw will come outside the zone. 26 seconds to go on Mateo de Blasio's delay of game. Peavy wins that one back, and the River Sharks can take their time, but as they send it out, Fitzgerald got it right into the skates, and now Walters to Steffen. Second unit out now for the Black Bears. Jesse Anderson gives it over to Colin Fitzgerald. Two defensemen on this power play for the Black Bears. Fitzgerald turning, finds it to Walters. Walters across, and Steffen shot just ramped up off the shoulder of Bernard. De Blasio's release from the box, so we're at even strength as that one sent right out of play. That should take us to our third and final media timeout. Black Bears leading the River Sharks 2-1 with 4:40 to go. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back inside the Shark Tank here. You get a good look at the River Shark bench now. Over to the draw. It'll be Dumas versus Steffen as we wait for that red light to turn off. Referees get their helmets clicked back on. Red light goes off. And it looks like we're ready to drop the puck between Dumas and Steffen. Steffen, another latecomer to these Binghamton Black Bears. Just signed a couple weeks ago. He wins it back to Walters. JT had a stint here in Elmira. So, also familiar to this first arena. Somero gives this over to Fitzgerald, who sends a shot off the pads of Sammy Bernard. Steffen gets that one low. Walters, his shot off the pads of Bernard. Here's Dumas now. He'll turn it up ice. Go one man in. Dumas trying to get to his forehand. Just throws it behind the net for Davide Gaeta to go after it. He's taken out of the play by Walters. And Anderson now, Jesse that is, will play it back. Jesse over to Somero. Somero gives it to Dan Weber. Weber shot right into the pad of Bernard. Weber's been taking much more of those chances, rushing the zone, and now the Black Bears up to 20 shots to Elmira's 5. But like I said, where it matters, 2-1 on the big board. As Sammy Bernard stopping 18 of the 20 shots he's seen so far. Merkel gives that one a little bit of a tip off his skate, and Liam Anderson's the one to come away with it. He'll send it over to Scott Ramekers. SUNY Brockport product. Ramekers finishing up his master's degree as Bernard holds on. We'll have another face-off. Finishing up his master's degree and chasing down a Commissioner Cup ring. Truly a feat. That one won back now by Rogers, but the River Sharks fail to clear it. As some bodies start to bump down low, Liam Anderson will be the one who comes away with the puck. Anderson shot, tip, off the backboards. It's out in front. Where is it? Hack and whack time. Just wide, back out in front and recovered. This time it's recovered by Craig. Connor Craig getting his first action here. As the River Sharks will melt it down, it's Posar. He'll send that one for a tip. He gets it from Craig. Weber behind his own goal gives it off to his defensive partner Liam Anderson, and now it's tipped in by Kirkby with 2:45 to play. Powell off the boards, gets that one to Newman. Newman a pass across, shot muffled on the way. McAnanama didn't even need to make a save. Thompson turns that one up to Tosto. Kirkby's in alone. Kirkby scores! He had one wiped off the board a few minutes ago. This time it'll count. Tyson Kirkby all alone, and it's 3-1 Black Bears. It's been a career year for Tyson Kirkby, cracking the 30-goal mark once again, but this time up and over it for the first time in his career, as he leads the Black Bears in both goals and assists, which by process of elimination also means he leads them in points. That draw won now by Kirkby. Gives it over to Dan Stone to his partner, Dakota Bond. Bond looking for options, tries to find Thompson. Yarwood got a stick on it instead, and the River Sharks enter the zone. Pass drop back. Klink tried getting it across to Gaeta, but no luck, as it'll be Tyson Kirkby starting it up ice. Elmira wanted a penalty. They won't get. They will get one as Sammy Bernard heads off. Gaeta has that puck on his stick. 6 attackers on now for the River Sharks. Shot by Klink into the pads and held on to, but a truncated power play coming up for the River Sharks. 1:49 to go. It'll be Kirkby off to the sin bin for what I believe is being called holding. Get a look there at Stephen Klink. Peavy will slide in against Steffen for the draw. And this one is won by Steffen. And Fitzgerald's the one who comes away with it, clears it down, and that'll tick off some valuable time on this Elmira power play. Powell camped out right by the red line with his old buddy JT Walters as the River Sharks start the breakout. Turning, curling. PV gave it over to Pickford. That one to Yarwood near the spot he scored in last game on the power play. Across, Klink to Pickford, looking for that Yarwood slap shot, rebound out in front. Powell off the pads of McAnanama. Klink up by the blue line, gave it to Yarwood. Yarwood back to Klink. Klink shot into the breadbasket of Connor McAnanama. He'll hold on with just over a minute to go in this first period. 8 shots for the River Sharks. 1 has found its way across the line. 21 for the Black Bears. 3 have found it for them. Sticking with the same power play line is Coach Jurich. Coach Sherwood, on the other hand, is going to send out Fletcher, Thompson, Weber, and Jesse Anderson. Excuse me, that's Liam Anderson. Pickford, shot. Rebound out in front, and it'll get to it will be Fletcher. He'll just send it down as Bernard will play that one with the stick. Time here for a couple more rushes for the River Sharks. Maybe a little bit of zone time as Pickford gives it over to Yarwood to start the breakout. Back to Pickford. That one in the skates of Klink. Trying to get over the blue line, he does. Yarwood had that one just roll off his stick. Cleared down, 30 seconds to go. Pickford will be the one to chase after it. As 20 seconds remain here in the period, 29 on the power play. One last rush here for the River Sharks if they can get it, but it's sent down and cleared by the Black Bears. Pickford, with 8 seconds to go, seems content to just let this period run out as he sends it up to Newman. Klink sends it in deep. That'll do it here for the first. 3-1 is the score with Binghamton leading, but the River Sharks will have 11 seconds of power play time when we get back. So a hard-fought first period by both teams, but where it matters, Binghamton up 3-1. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Elmira River Sharks hockey on the official Elmira River Sharks YouTube channel. Excuse me as I trip over my words for probably the 15th time tonight. And you get a look there at the River Sharks season ticket holders, or you get a look at the Shark, excuse me, but the River Sharks season ticket holders just took the ice. First season ticket holders in River Shark history, and they're being recognized for that. Let's go over that first period one more time before we get thrown onto the big screen here in about 7 minutes. Scoring got started when Andrew Logar got a nice bounce right into the skate of Sammy Bernard. He just tapped it home. Binghamton was off and rolling 3 minutes and 21 seconds in. Then at the 7:49 mark on the power play, Blake Tosto stayed hot. Just kept knocking and whacking, and Austin Thompson picks up the assist on that one. Cody Rogers would answer just 10 seconds later from Cam Yarwood and Austin Pickford as he followed up his own rebound, sent it in. And then the captain for the Black Bears, Tyson Kirkby from Tosto, so he has 2 points tonight. And Dan Stone on the breakaway. It was a beautiful pass from Tosto to find Kirkby. He split the defense. And that's where we stand. Shots 21 for the Black Bears, 9 for the River Sharks. Penalties, holding by Brett Parker at 6:51. That resulted in a Binghamton goal. Delay of game by Mateo de Blasio had a goal that got waved off. That was once again Kirkby. And then Kirkby serving the final 19 seconds when we get back of a roughing, 11 seconds, excuse me, of a roughing penalty. Referees for tonight's game, number 12, Kyler Spice, 20, Derek Wyzak, and the linesman, 65, Chris Forden, and 92, Michael Imperio. Well, 5 minutes till we're up on the big board, and you can see my beautiful face. We'll be right back after this.